making that eligible and possible. And guys, if you haven't donated, make sure you donate. $ STRINGERBELL80. Come support this channel. I know a lot of people don't like to hear me say that because some of y'all are some just hating, nasty, belligerent people. But I digress. Let me go here. Let me just share this one time. Make sure we get a couple people in here first, so I don't have to reiterate this and say it over again. Because I just want to do this one time or whatever. I don't want to flaunt in too much or whatever the case may be. Let me make sure I'm charging up here. You know what I mean? Make sure everything is all right. I'm hoping it is. Anyway, hold on 1 second, guys. I think I got my cord in, and that was it. All right, so here I am. What's going on, Nat? Damn, I ain't want her to be here to hear this bullshit. So anyway, I went across the street to the store, not too far from me or whatever, and I went to go get a pack of cigarettes. And so the money was on the cash app, so I had to send the money over to the cash app. Hey, Miss Tip, god damn. I'm glad y'all ladies here though, because y'all different types of women. So I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from here. So I go give you a pack of cigarettes, right? And I guess it's a little bit of drama because it is what it is. It could be better, man. Make sure y'all hit up that cash app, STRINGERBELL80. I damn sure could use y'all support this week. So I go to the store and I go get me a pack of cigarettes, right? And I'm just going to get me a pack of cigarettes. I'm bothering anybody, nothing. So I walk in the door, I see this young sister that comes in. She looks like she might have just came from the beach or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't care. But I'm noticing how she's dressed. Her shorts are up her butt. You know, I mean, like literally up her butt. It looked like she had like a pamp on or something. And she's dressed kind of loose. So I'm just thinking, well, maybe she just came from this beach. The beach is not too far away from me. Maybe she, that's how she is. I hold the door before. Here you go, sis. Even look at it and say, here you go, because I have women of color that are very nice to me numerous times during the week. You know what I mean? But it's this type right here. This type right here. So I go, open the door for her, hold the door. She don't even tell me thank you, nothing. Don't look twice at me, nothing like that. I watch her walk to the back. I'm standing in the front because I'm just getting me a pack of cigarettes. I watch her walk to the back. Then she walks up to the front and she's near me. At that point, she just still refuses, doesn't acknowledge me, anything. Hey, that's fine. I'm cool. You know what I mean? You're not even that good looking for me to be worried about. So I'm like, all right, cool. She purposely starts engaging with this white man that's like right in front of me. I'm like, literally, here's me, here's her behind me, here's the white man in front of me. And so I guess this is supposed to make me angry or bitter or some shit like that. I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna get to this in a minute. But that portion of just stay with me, please. So she starts engaging with this white man in front of me, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the white dude. Dude, no cap. You don't look better than me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So she starts giving him all these unnecessary compliments and all this shit or whatever, whatever. But she's doing this all to get me roused up. And I know it's what it is, but I don't pay no attention to it. I finally get to me and I get to the line or whatever, whatever. I was like $1 or two short or whatever. So I had to take a second. So I put my card in, shit got declined or whatever. The lady at the store knows me. Like she sees me all the time. She lives in the neighborhood near here. So I was like, yo, give me 1 second. Cause she knows how I do. I'll take the money, send it from my cash app or whatever, whatever. I'm very frugal when it comes to money. I'm very good at money. And so I say, okay, I need $2. So I go into my cash app. I look, I'm like, all right, let me add $2 plus a little 25 cents for the surcharge to send it or whatever, whatever. Well, at that point, when I got declined, that woman let out the loudest chuckle she possibly could. And it told me to look behind me. And as I'm looking at her, or whoever the sound is coming from, she looks at the white man as if the white man is supposed to be laughing with her. You know what that white dude does? He's like, yo, bud, you all right? I got you if you're not. I said, nah, man, I got it. And I walk on out, right? And so I pay for my cigarettes, start walking out the door, right? She comes out the door, I guess, after that, because I'm now, packing up my cigarettes, unwrapping them, getting ready to light one up. I ain't had one like 2 hours or whatever, whatever. Do you know what she does next? She her car is at the gas pump. She purposely stands right in front of me and jumps on the phone and starts talking crazy. Like, yeah, you know, niggas don't be out here getting money. A nigga's this, a nigga that, a nigga this, a nigga that. She said the word nigga like 10 times within 2 minutes. I'm talking about this is the time for me unwrapping my cigarette, smoking the cigarette, whatever. I swear to God, I can't make this up. And I'm like, yo, are you attracted to me? Or were you just trying to get my attention? I mean, what was it? Then I figured it out. I went over to the side and I moved away from this woman because I said I refuse to engage with somebody with that type of energy today. I like my day has been going smooth. I've been cooling. You know what I mean? I had some time to me today or whatever to investigate some other things I wanted to look forward to. I'm trying to get myself back into school. A couple other moves I'm trying to make that I don't even announce. So my day was going great. My day was going great. And it was one of this interaction with this woman that her whole modus operandi I saw at that time was to almost interact with me as if I was less than her based on the fact that I'm a man that looks like somebody that could be in her family. Somebody could be in her. So I say, if you acting like that with strangers, what do you think about the men in your family? I had to think that. I'm like, what do you think about the men in your family? If you treat regular men like this, right? That you don't know, I don't know this woman, I've never seen this woman, know nothing. But she thought in the back of her mind, which is the craziest shit in my mind, that the Latina girl that was ringing me out and the white man that offered to give me the $2 for the cigarette somehow or another was to join in the shenanigans and giggles with her. And then when you looked at this woman, the first thing I noticed was, you're not that attractive. You're not that attractive. And it had nothing to do with her being black. I've seen ugly Spanish women, ugly white women, ugly Asian women. I've seen a lot of ugly women. But what I've seen is a sentiment. And this woman meant me no good. And that's like the first time I ran into some shit like that. But I said to myself, I said, yo, what did I do to you to prompt that type of reaction? And then she started getting on the phone, and as I'm walking off, she's still talking loud, like she's trying to get my attention. Like, you wasn't on a phone call inside. Why are you on a phone call right here? And she made the phone call. So I guess she was trying to let me know subliminally, that's what I'm guessing, that you ain't shit. Men like you ain't shit. I only date. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck. But this wasn't the first time I've seen it. See, yeah, it's been times when I've been out in public and I'll be just standing there minding my own fucking business. I swear to God. And I'll have some chick, all of a sudden she got a phone call all of a sudden. And they talk at the top of their lungs. Oh yeah, girl. And blah, 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 blah. I've seen Latin girls do this too. And I'm like, oh, she was low budget as fuck. It was no doubt about it. She look, if you talking about men look dusty, this woman looked dusty. You know what I'm saying? Like bitch, I wouldn't use a bank pen behind you. You understand? I wouldn't use a bank pen behind this broad. But I was cool. I didn't show off. I could have cussed out. I could have did whatever I wanted to, right? And then I would have looked like the fool. So I just walked on and off, went to where I was going, whatever, walked back across the street. Do you know this bitch hurried up and got in her car? This so she could ride past me in her car. Wait till she gets right in front of me and slows that, like she deaccelerates the car a little bit so I can see her in this little clunk ass car she's in. And I'm like, if you don't get you in that little bullshit the fuck out of my face, like she was trying to intimidate me or something. And I'm like, the only thing I could come up with, and I know a lot of my viewers ain't gonna want to hear this, but I'm like, bitch, if you keep on trying to taunt me, I will whoop your motherfucking ass out here and wait for the police to show up and tell them why I did it. I'm dead ass serious because if you got that much balls to taunt someone that you don't know, I don't know what you might do. I don't know what you might do. And I'm starting to notice something, man. I'm starting to notice something. I get on here all the time and y'all don't believe me. Some of y'all do believe me. Some of y'all don't believe. I'm dead ass serious, Miss Tip. I duff that bitch and don't think twice about it because women out here shooting niggas, women out here cutting people. I live in the Northeast. I live right outside New York City. You understand? There's a lot of things that go on up in this area that y'all are not aware or privy to. And the same thing goes for a lot of different people that live in large and major cities, including Chicago, Florida, wherever else you live at. You know what I'm talking about. These women are not the same women. These women are violent. They'll do whatever. They'll try to set you up, line you up, all because they mad about something that ex-boyfriend did 5 years ago, and now they putting in a tear with you because she been sitting with her girlfriends under the hairdryer for 6 or 7 hours, and they've been talking about all their woes or worries or whatever, whatever, for that bitter group. of black women. I know not all black women, not all black women. That's fucking ridiculous. But there's this little counterculture, yeah, little counterculture of black women that are out there that are fucking dangerous, dude. And you better protect yourself. Trust me. Don't hold no resilience back. Don't be that. Oh, that's a sister. That is not your motherfucking sister. All right, this bitch hates you. Now I've been sitting back and I've been noticing something else too. Now a lot of y'all might be privy to this, or maybe y'all may not. If you go on TikTok, right? TikTok seems to be the epicenter of man hating fucking posts. I mean, it don't matter what kind of guy you are. You could be a white guy, black guy, Spanish guy, crippled guy, speech impediment guy, fucking guy that was in soul class as a midget. You could be. These motherfucking women on there like fucking barracudas. They're like saying all kinds of shit, insulting people, telling people manufacturally points and shit. I saw this bitch laying up in the hair. I lied to you not. This chick was laying up in the bed on one of her lives talking about, I don't know what's wrong with men over 40, guy out here acting like teenagers or whatever. And I'm looking at this bitch and I'm like, she said, you should be a granddaddy at 40. She said you should be a granddaddy at 40. Bitch, if I should be a granddaddy at 40, that means that you were a teen mother or that dude was a teen father. The fuck are we talking about? You should be a granddaddy at 40. There are men out here that are not even thinking about having kids at 30, 35 years old. I should be a grandfather? That means that you should have had your kids at 13, 14, 15 like the rest of us. And I see a lot of shaming out of that shit too. Because there's a lot of women out here that will try to shame men that are 35, 40, 45 fucking years old and don't have no kids. Meanwhile, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rugrats with 3, 4, 5, 6 baby fathers running behind you. And I'm supposed to be like you. Or I'm supposed to guarantee and throw my dollars in and help you out with you and your whole fucking tribe. The fuck out of here. You kidding me? And I'm noticing this toxic shit is now coming over and it's filtering over into YouTube. That's my point of that. And if any of y'all frequent TikTok, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was on TikTok and I got a witness on here, and that she will tell you. I was on TikTok for 2 days. 2 days. 2 days and 12 deals. I was on TikTok for 2 days, and those 2 days I was on TikTok, right? You know what happened? I had one video that damn near went viral. I don't know how many views that shit had in the thousands. The next video I put up, these motherfuckers said this goes against our rules. We can't do it. And that shit was PG-13 as a motherfucker. PG-13. And they said, you cannot post anything else. So I started to post something else on TikTok. They said, nah, you can't post this either. I said, oh, okay, cool. Let's leave TikTok the fuck alone. So I left TikTok the fuck alone. I didn't fuck with TikTok anymore. I didn't say, let's go back to TikTok. But what I did was I started investigating shit. See, Annette said, yeah, because she remembers the shit I threw up. Annette, was that shit in comedy? Was I making fun of any races? Was I making fun of any genders? No, I wasn't doing any of that. So I want to underline that shit right there because I'm real hot right now. You understand? I honestly and truthfully went through TikTok because now I just look at it as a place or a segue just to grab demographics of the toxic women and men. I'm gonna say men too, but mostly the toxic women that they show favoritism to on that fucking website. So I went on there and I was like, yo, you got women on there talking about you should abort babies. They got women on there talking about how men ain't shit, this, that, and the other and the third, giving psychoanalysis from a project perspective on how men should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing and where they should be in life or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, this is all manufacturally shit that most of these women haven't come to the realization of, maybe I just don't want to fuck with you. How about that? Maybe I just don't want to fuck with you. You are not guaranteed a husband. You are not guaranteed a boyfriend. You are not guaranteed a cuddle buddy. You are not guaranteed a thunder buddy. You are not guaranteed any of this shit in society just because you got a fucking vajay. All right? Some of your vajays stink. Some of your vajays tú sabes la mundao. Some of your vajays tú sabes de porco. Some of your vajays are this toda sucia. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have to sit here and pander to a motherfucking bitch if I don't want to. And that's just the pure raw fucking edit of it. I don't have to be extra nice to you. And don't take my fucking nice as being a weakness because you're going to be surprised. I guarantee you. This is the thing I'm making in this correlation of TikTok and YouTube. Pay attention. Now, those same TikToks, most of y'all seen it. A lot of these TikToks are now making sense. YouTube took the time, and I'm glad they did, to implement shorts on YouTube. What has happened is a lot of that material that's under that 1 minute socket, what's happening is a lot of that toxic material that these women produce on TikTok is now making its way and spreading on YouTube. And it's being used as a tool to manipulate more women into joining this toxic fucking witch covering a fucking sisterhood that's out here. Let me break down some shit, right? I had two ladies, I'm not gonna say their names. I'm gonna throw the video up later so y'all can see it for yourself. You understand exactly what I'm talking about. This woman sat down on there. She had a blonde weave on. Let's start there, all right? Darker than the ace of spades. Ain't nothing wrong with dark-skinned women, but this one, it didn't match, okay? It didn't match. This bitch gonna sit up there and talk about what the problem with men is. I ain't got no time to be dating somebody that got 3 or 4 roommates and he 30, 35, 40 years old. But you know what the funny thing is? It sure do be a lot of white women that do in New York City. Huh? New York City, the average rates of rent, and LA, the average rates of rent are between $4,000, $4,500, and $5,000. You need to make, hold up for a minute, you need to make 10 times that in your annual salary to be applicable for an apartment under that. If you don't, you need to have a guarantor, which is a person that will co-sign for you, and they need to make at least 40 times what that person and the rent is asking for. That means I think it's $70,000 to $80,000 for that $5,000 bedroom apartment. That's what you need to make. And if you have a guarantee, that guarantee needs to make somewhere around $120,000 to $110,000 a year to move into that same apartment in New York City. This is a fact. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I'll attach the link here so you can see it for yourself. So this woman who is getting paid by an outlet, I want to underline that. She's getting paid by an outlet. I'm going to say it one more time. This is a syndicated host that's getting paid by an outlet. And I'm guaranteeing she didn't get paid in salary. She got paid in one bulk. Okay? Meaning that this is what your contractual agreement is. This is what we're paying you. There's no annual salary. There's no yearly salary. This is just what it is. So, and 9 times out of 10, the agency that hired her, in a lot of instances, they take care of a portion, if not all, the rent and her living conditions, especially if you're from another city, because they know this preordained before you even get there. Okay? This woman continued to sit there and say to her crowd, I ain't got no time to be waiting to use the bathroom. If you got 3 or 4 roommates and you over 35, this is New York City. Everybody in their motherfucking mama got a roommate. The fuck are you talking about? These are women that are not economically sensible. You understand what I'm saying? Second of all, a lot of these women are sitting back and they talking about, oh, I'm gonna go get me a white man. I'm gonna go get me a white man. 80% of you ain't, okay? Because you sound like ghetto hood booger rats, and most of these white dudes gonna know I can't take my motherfucking this girl around my family. I can't. She doesn't know how to articulate. She's a fucking actress. I can see right through her. And if we add up where her family is from and who she is as a person, we gonna know there's gonna be some cracks in the road. I digress. We ain't none of that. This was the funny shit. This toxic material is not just this girl, but it's a litany of different girls that want to get online. They want to financially shame men and shit like that. Well, let me give you some little tidbits here, okay? First of all, the number one motherfuckers in debt in the United States as far as student debt is concerned is black women. I'm gonna put that in the links for you too, so you can see that, okay? The second in line for delinquent student accounts is Latin women. Good thing Joe Biden came through for you once again. Good job, Brandon, doing that whole cancellation or whatever, because you know that half of these women also that are in college, they got fucking kids, okay? Second thing is homelessness around women has extremely increased based on displacement and, once again, rent prices across fucking America. So maybe there's 1, 2, 3, 4 loudmouth bitches that's jumping online trying to act like, yeah, you know, bitch, I gotta go with all white chicks. Well, you know, personally myself, I think that evolution of men, and then the Latino women are jumping online. Well, you know, I thought, Poppy, if you can't take care of me, I can't do nothing for you. Know what I mean? All these different sets of women that are jumping online, they're doing all this financial shame. And if you looked at these bitches 5, 10 years back, these bitches wasn't shit. They wasn't shit. They wasn't shit. These are bitches that dropped out of school, didn't finish college or nothing else. And you just happened to luck out because you found some company that wanted to give you a little deal because you had a podcast going on. I know a chick that's 48 years old right now. I was frequenting her channel. Then she turned around. I said, oh, I see the same bullshit out of you. You the same bullshit ought to say, ah. These chicks are going on OnlyFans making hundreds of thousands of dollars from men donating to them, men donating to them. And then they turn around off their subscription rates after the years of them being online naked or the years of them being online hustling people for money, selling them some bullshit ass program. That's why I don't do that shit. All this shit. Now they want to turn around, they want to financially shame you as a man when it was a man that put them in their place and a man that made them the money they make. Does that make sense to you? And that's being left out of the equation. So it gives these women a springboard to come on places like YouTube, come on places like TikTok, brag and boast about shit they never had in their life. Listen here, bitch. Your mama was on welfare. Your single mama was on welfare living in the housing projects. And now you want me to forget all that, wipe the slate clean, and now believe that you're somebody of reputable fraction. What, I look fucking stupid to you? And that little chick that came in the store, like I was telling y'all earlier, go to the beginning of the video. I don't want to talk about that no more. Go to the beginning of the video. I held the door for this chick. I held the door for her. You understand what I'm saying? And the way she paid me back was in her back of her mind. She said, this is a white man. He got to have more than him. This is a white man. He got to be more accomplished in life than him. This is a white man. He definitely going to offer me more in life than he do. See, this is about ego. That's what the shit is about. And we don't want to break it down. And the men that are allowing these motherfuckers to get online, let me talk to y'all bitch ass motherfuckers for a minute. There's a lot of cuck load ass motherfuckers that are out here that are speaking this queen shit. And you my queen, and I can't see myself with nothing else on the back. You baby boy, fucking mama's boy, fucking cuck motherfuckers. I can't stand y'all. Y'all worse than the women. Because y'all have this adoration towards your mama so goddamn much. You love your mama. Your mama was a hoe, nigga. Okay? About time somebody told me, your mama was a hoe. Your mama was a chick. Somebody pull up, beep, beep. Now come on now, bitch. I'm coming. Your mama was that bitch. All right? Your mama was that. That's why your daddy left. Your mama ain't never sat down and told you about that. And then when your mama get in the 30s, 35, 40, I think I want to go back to school now and achieve my aspirations that I always wanted to do because I was a teen mother. We're giving fucking applause to a lot of women in this little segment of this witch covering of sisterhood. I'm not talking about the real sisters. I'm not talking about women that just necessarily speak in the tone or octave of a tone or something I want to hear. I'm talking about women, even if I disagree with what they have to say, I still will listen to what they have to say because they carry themselves with respect. It's very different from these chicks that go out and they don't even fit. You didn't go to Yale. You didn't go to Columbia. You didn't go to fucking anywhere else in any collegiate environment whatsoever. You went to such and such college. You went to got a certificate to become a nurse or whatever the case may be. And this is the best thing that ever happened to you in your life. And you equate it because you say everybody that's lived around me compared to when I grew up to now had less than me. So I'm guessing now as an adult, everybody that's around me that looks like me, there's nobody else like me. Well, I got a news flash for you, bitch. You in the lower top tier of everything. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. So I took some looks at some demographics or whatever, and I saw how much women make compared to men in the United States. Even if you have a job that makes $100,000 a year, contractually or hourly, you make less than me by at least 30 to 40%. The job areas that you are in society are underneath me. They are usually job positions that don't require much strain. They are job positions that don't require much oomph. They are job positions that don't require much of anything out of you other than you sitting there batting your eyebrows and going to work. Now, I'm exemplifying the nurses, the doctors, and people like that. I'm talking about your clinical chicks. I'm talking about your RNs, your LPNs. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about them type. You know, you go change a bedpan. You go, take out the trash or whatever. This girl that did that to me today, I could just look at the way she was dressed. I could tell by the earrings she had in her lip. This bitch looked like everything like today. STD Fridays. She looked like a walking STD. And yeah, I'm like, you really honestly think that I would take my time and fuck with you? You really think that? And you think in the back of your mind, really, what really you want to say is, I know that guy would never ever take a second look at me. He would never date me. And you know I know? Because the dudes I grew up with, they didn't want to fuck with me. See, this is all about redemption. A lot of these little girls that you're seeing now as adults, a lot of these girls are trying to get back. They're trying to pay people back. And the way they do it is they get online and they say these atrocious things about their own men. What you're finding, ladies, is less and less of these men are going to protect you. It's going to get to a point where you're going to be like, oh, well, we'll just put our pride in the white man until white women speak up. Until white women show their disregard for that bullshit. Until white women, it's not just black women that do it, it's Indian women that do it, it's Asian women that do it. They all want to go grab them a white man. That's my savior. Latin women that do it. That's my savior. And then what they find out is once the shit starts going down, something happens in the household or something like that, get in an argument with that white man in front of his family and start swinging and punching and kicking and cursing and calling him all kinds of niggas in front of his family and see what happens to your black ass. So we ain't bringing up the real questions. We talk about this fake facade, picket fence, unicorn horse shit that you dream in your life and you've always done since you was a little kid watching My Little Pony. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not angry like that or whatever, whatever. But my point is this, and I say this all the time, and I don't say it to be bragging, but bitch, listen to me clearly. I worked for a record label for 17 fucking years. I've been all around this fucking country. I'm also went to college and I'm a graduate and I'm very good at editing and a couple other fucking different talents that I have. All right. Now, if your only work experience is working at a fucking grocery store, your only work experience is working over some other bullshit ass place or whatever, whatever, listen, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I would never even bring it up. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to sit back because of your low self-esteem or whatever the fuck else the case may be and turn around and come to me and act like you're better than me because you're not. You're not. And I even go even further. You put me in a room, we put you in a room, let's see who attract more motherfuckers and I guarantee you I'll win. I guarantee you I win. And it ain't got nothing to do with looks. Most of the times it's got to do with personality and natural interaction. See, these chicks don't have to know how to do natural interaction because the first thing I saw from that girl when she was in the store, she was trying to interact with that white man to try to kind of like attack me subliminally, was this. She didn't even have enough words and her vocabulary to actually interact with this man the way she wanted to. And they come off rough and nasty sounding. And it was just embarrassing more for her because other people were viewing her behavior. She thought she was embarrassing me. I said, you're embarrassing yourself because everybody can see right through you. And I want to give a shout to that white man that was in there, not only for offering me the $2 to finish paying for my shit, but this in all, seeing through what that manipulative bitch was doing. And there's a whole bunch of these other manipulative bitches out here that are doing shit like that too. So let me tell you something, black guys, Latin guys out here that want to choose to still deal with bullshit women like that. Not the sisters, not the queens that are graduating from Yale. The real queens are graduating from Yale. And you got to watch in between them too, because some of them got a little, you know what I mean, prerequisite in the back of their mind. I'm going to marry me a white man. Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck if who you marry most of the time. Most of these girls that do end up marrying white dudes, they're some of the most bland, boring motherfuckers they are. So y'all motherfuckers match. You know what I'm saying? He's bland and boring. You're bland and boring. The shame is you couldn't find a black dude or a Latin dude that was blaming Lauren just like you were. Or you didn't want one. Or you just wanted a, as Corey Holcomb would say, a beige baby. And that's cool too. Oh, hey, shit. Do what you want to. I don't give a fuck. For every one man that's out here, but specifically for every one black man and one Latin man that's out here, there's at least 5 to 6 women for them. Did you know that? See, your real problem is numbers. You're only 14% of the population, and within that demographic, you outnumber the men. You outnumber the men. That means I have a pick of the litter. So if you say, why at 30, 35, 40 years old, ain't you a granddaddy yet? Like this goofy ass bitch of the day. I cannot make this shit up. This bitch said it her live right here. I mean, not on a live, in the clip right here on YouTube. She said, at 30, 35, 40 years old, you a granddaddy now. You old. That's another little trick they try to do. They try to age you the same way they look at themselves in the mirror. I'm not you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not you. Anatomically, I'm not you. That's where the biggest starter is right there. Men peak after 30, 35 years old. We get into everything we want to do and everything we ever wanted to go. This is where we start accumulating everything. Right now, I'm on my legacy building and my second term in life shit. You understand what I'm saying? I worked for a record company for 17 motherfucking years. That's all I do. You get what I'm saying? That's all I do. I didn't know how to do nothing but pour drinks, eat nice food, and what's the next trip we're going on? Where we going this week? You know what I mean? That's what it was about. And prior to that, I had another little, I don't talk about that too much, but I'm a two-time. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I see these women and they get online and they earth this disgust they have towards their old man, and they throw them up in pockets of different videos all across YouTube, all across TikTok, all across Instagram, and Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all these allow it. But you want to come flag me and let a motherfucker ride when I put up a video about two men that were fighting at the Travis Scott concert down in Texas, and might have been the precipice of why that fight started and all the confusion happened. Now y'all want to flag me for that. But if you go on Instagram, and I'm gonna start breaking this shit down. When you go on Instagram, most of y'all fellas over here know if you see it now, you see it later. You go on Instagram, right? I guarantee, depending on what your stream is like who you subscribe to or whatever, within 30 seconds of you being on Instagram, you're gonna find at least 5 to 6 different women on that butt naked. You're gonna find 5 to 6 women on there, naked, starkly naked, in some compromising position, or whatever the case may be, and that's to entice you. The second thing you'll see is an OnlyFans line tacked to it. That's how you're making your money. You're not working hard. You're hustling people. You're psyching people out. You're using reverse psychology. And if you a dumb motherfucker and you've only been raised by your mama, she reminded me of my mom. You mama's boy's mother. I can't stand a mama's boy. I always know one when I hear one too, because they always want to try to talk like they a man. Yeah, you see what a real man got to do is. Well, I feel as though you ain't even have a daddy. How you know what a real man is? Y'all give me a second. Let me get some tea. These motherfuckers get on my nerves, man. I said I was going to be with Jesus today. You know, I really did. Y'all see what I'm drinking here. So before we get that messed up, this is tea. You know what I mean? Tea bag. You know what I mean? You know how people be. These women are sitting online day after day. And what they're doing is they're attacking men. And what they're doing is as they're attacking men, they're trying to build up their clout. So they now want to get in positions. And this is why yeah, please hit the like button and please donate. $STRINGERBELL80. And I mean that more towards the men than I do the women. There's some punk ass men I got on my channel. They come through, want to leave comments and all kinds of other shit. But nigga, donate. You talking about all that big money, you an alpha, donate to your brother. Or you're not in the cause, right? So when you need somebody to have your back, don't call on me. And I'm gonna tell a couple other people, don't call on them either, because there's a whole bunch of sucker shit to be going on with you mama's boys that are going here on YouTube. I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute, because y'all just as much as to blame as this is too. The mama's boy. I'm not talking about the real G's, the real men, the men out here to speak how they feel and speak openly. I'm talking about these sissy ass cuck motherfuckers that be online, that be sitting up here pretending like you care about women's rights. Nigga, you don't care about women's rights. Listen, I don't give a fuck about women's rights like that. But what I do care about is this. And what I mean by that, I don't mean no equal pay. I don't mean you getting assaulted. I don't mean somebody, all those people that do stuff like that, you got my support. But when you make up little things about, well, I can't understand why nobody like me. Nobody want to date me. Look at me. Look how loud I am. Look at this blonde weave I got in my hair. Look at these big ass eyelashes I got on my head. Did you see my BBL? Those women are the women that are out here talking about nobody wants to date them. Nobody wants to date a girl that looks like she belongs at the strip club. Nobody wants to date a girl that looks like she belongs to thought culture. Nobody wants to date a girl that refers to her own men the same way a racist white man was as a nigga. That's my nigga. I'm not your nigga, bitch. Then when I say bitch, you turn around and say, why you disrespect me? Fuck you. Fuck you. And any bitches like you. And more of you mama's boys, y'all gonna start finding out. We're gonna start stomping the shit out of you motherfuckers. That's my proposal. Let's start stomping. Anytime you hear one of these cuck motherfuckers, you know what a cuck is? A cuck is a dude that'll sit there and watch this girl get fucked, enjoy it. You know what I mean? I can tell you the rest, but I'm not. But it has to do with slurping some shit. And I ain't, you know what I mean? These motherfucking mama's boys are the problem. Because see, all of them been raised, 72% of the kids that are out here in black culture and 61% that are in Latin culture, these motherfuckers are raised by women. Now, that doesn't mean all the women are bad. That doesn't mean all the women are against men. But the women they are raised by, and many a times come from the housing projects. And I don't mean that they're bad because they're from the housing projects. And a lot of y'all chicks that's coming in here sneakily checking me out, won't hit the like button, won't say anything in the chat or whatever, because you know what the fuck I'm saying is true. Yes, I mean you too, bitch. You raise these little motherfuckers. That's why it's a bitch that can get online and be like, at 35, 40, 45 years old, you should be a granddaddy. Who the fuck is a granddaddy at 40, 45 years old? Who? Who? There are men that are 35, 40, 45 years old in college. I will be in college in my 40s for the second time. The fuck are you talking about? So, first time I graduated, let me clear that up. First time I graduated, I was 33. Now I'll be returning back to college in my 40s. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a regular thing. There was people when I was going to college that were in their 50s and they didn't have grandchildren. When I was born, my grandmother had to be 62, 63, something like that years old. You women in your nonchalant usage of your vajay have it made almost changed the pyramid dynamic of the nuclear family. You understand what I'm saying? Not just by the single parenthood thing, but by the teen pregnancy thing combined with it. And nobody points that out. Nobody wants to have that conversation that these bitches have spent their whole teen years raising kids and shit. And now they want to get out of society and demand that a man accept it for who they are. But you won't accept a man for who he is. And second of all, who, if you get into these elusive positions or whatever the case may be, right? And you're not helping your men, hiring them. Many of you chicks own your own businesses. You won't even hire your own men. Instead, you hire other women and help them out. How are you adding to the culture? The real conversation to be had here is a lot of these bitches hate themselves. Can we say that? I remember Boyce Watkins said one time, he used to go on, he used to say, I think a lot of these men hate themselves. No, boys. No, boys. And you're starting to realize it too. These bitches hate themselves. They hate the way they look. They hate the way they sound. They hate the way they compare to men and masculine dispositions. They hate the way that you look at them and won't choose them, even though they feel they put on their best or whatever the case may be. And I'm here to tell you that's not my fault. Okay, blame your parents. If you're ugly, your mama picked the ugly motherfucker to sleep with. Okay, if you're an ugly dude, your daddy picked the ugly woman to sleep with. That is not our fault. If you a side baby, that means that your daddy ran across the country, scored everything he wanted to, raw dog, and here you are. That's not our fault. It's not our fault. And if you put this in comparison with a lot of other cultures, specifically white culture, you're going to find that there's a real chief dynamic here where you have a pillar of different people that are getting the message that it's okay to disrespect somebody that look like me. And I'm here to tell you, you're going to keep fucking around. Somebody's going to blow your fucking brains out. It's only so much somebody's going to take from that. I could have slumped the shit out that chick today. Just straight up, just cuffed her. And that's all that she would have been. Oh, shit, I'm a victim. And that's what I should have did out of the way you disrespected me. Because you were trying to taunt me like you wanted to fight me. This one was trying to taunt me like a man tried to taunt you when they trying to fight you. You understand? Now, I ain't no dude to go around hitting women and no shit like that. God knows I'm not. But if you come in my circumference and you make me feel like you're going to do something to me, because I tell you, a lot of these girls out here are carrying guns. A lot of these girls out here have stun guns. A lot of these girls out here are carrying knives. A lot of these girls out here are literally killing men, and nobody will have the conversation about it. I try to have the conversation with Zoe Williams. You know what I mean? Shout out to Zoe. I like Zoe and everything, but you do a lot of pandering to bitches over there, bro. And that's why a lot of people are leaving you because you do a lot of pandering to hoes. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't, for some reason or another, old as you are, you don't know how to differentiate women from hoes. And that's this. You live in LA, land of the prostitutes. How do you know how don't know how to differentiate women from men? When I find when men get online and they want to talk about these subjects, they want to sit back and hinder themselves. They want to talk low at an even tone. They want to sound like they're so professional. I'm sorry. And what we have to do is we have to start taking some accountability. How you gonna take accountability for a bitch that had you when she was 13 years old and told you your daddy wasn't shit for the next 20 years? How does that make sense? If you're gonna get into a psychological conversation, then that's what you do. And that's the shit that pissed me off about Zoe Williams. He's always over there pandering to fucking wayward bitches. He lets these hoes call in, say whatever the fuck they want to say, and then as soon as a dude says something how he truly feels, no, hold up, brother, hold up. That's why I never go to these pandering ass niggas to talk to them about shit. I like Zoe. You think Zoe's ever shared any of my links? Nope. I shared Zoe for probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years. This motherfucker won't even share one link with me. You think Zoe has ever donated to me? No. So how the fuck are you in for the empowerment of men when you're not doing nothing but backing the bullshit of bullshit ass women out there in LA and across the country? I'm sorry, boy. It's got to be said. It's got to be said. And don't try to fight me. I ain't Aries Spears, nigga. Trust me. I'm not going to fight you. I let you know that right now. I'm not trying to act tough or nothing. Don't try to get over my face because I'm telling you, that's going to be the last show. Now, I'm going to say this real quick, man. Whether it's Zoe Williams or whether it's a lot of these other, and I ain't calling Zoe a sucker because Zoe's not a sucker. Zoe's a good dude. But I know how you turn up, so I had to say that, B, so don't take it personal. But let me tell you something. If it's Zoe Williams or anybody outside of him that's on here and y'all pandering to fucking flake ass women, y'all niggas need to be taken down. You understand what I'm saying? And what I mean is the same shit that y'all ladies are coming to my channel and divulging to people, and some of y'all sucker mama boys ass niggas too. Same thing needs to be taken into court with you guys. And this is what I mean by that. Listen very carefully. There, man, if you don't realize this or not, there's a group of women within the demographic of Black and Latin women that are literally running around sneakily on YouTube and other formats, and they are starting conversations telling women, and I've encouraged them, telling women to not donate to men. Zoe, did you not see that? I'll say it for you again, Zoe. There are women that are online telling other women don't donate to men unless he's talking about some shit that we're talking about, unless he backs what we're talking about. This is complete financial separation. And Zoe, these are the bitches that you're defending. So they get on the phone with you, Zoe, and they talk all that good shit. Oh, well, da 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 da. And Zoe, and the way I feel, and typically, and I can't find a husband because blah 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 blah. You can't find a husband because you're fucking ugly. You're fat. You're a loser. You got fucking 6 kids by 4 different men. That's why you can't find a husband. Instead of getting down to the nitty gritty of the source of why these bitches can't have a motherfucking husband or a boyfriend or whatever the case may be, we want to pretend and facilitate these little fucking eclectical little conversations and shit that don't matter to shit. These bitches out here killing men, Zoe. I told you about this in your inbox 9 months ago. Now the stories are so lucid and so elusive, you can't even ignore it anymore, but you try to ignore it. And that's why I got a problem, because somebody of your intelligence, someone of your decal can't separate that out. And I'm not that black babble nigga. Keep it 1,000. I ain't one of them goofies, all right? I'm telling you the honest to God truth, dude. You're being an enabler on your channel where you don't sit up there and speak the real. When you outside that studio, you don't speak like that. And I know you can't do it on the radio, but at least do it on your private shows. Now, you won't do that either because you got to keep imagery. So if that's the case, get the fuck out the game because you can't speak the way you want to speak. And half of you, man, you built up this repertoire, this fake personality online where you can't go outside of that fake personality. Imagine if Boyce Watkins Samoa said he wanted to go somewhere else with it. He couldn't. Imagine if Tariq Nasheed said, I want to go somewhere else with it. He couldn't. Imagine if Umar Johnson said, I want to go somewhere else with it. He couldn't. Sendetta, he couldn't. None of these guys that are online that have been on here for 10 plus years and have done absolutely fucking nothing except have conversations. Fuck your conversations, bro. This is the new gen, man. We don't give a fuck about your conversation. Fuck your conversation is worth the same shit it was in the 60s and 50s when you grew up. Keep that shit back there. You're not on the streets. You're not moving around. You're not doing nothing for nobody. nobody. You're not donating to nobody. So you taking thousands of dollars. Who you donated to? Those other million that I mentioned. Ask any of them, what have they philanthropically going by somebody's cash app or something like that and donated some money in the culture? No, you take from the culture and then you claim that you're the Messiah. That shit is bullshit, bro. Shit is bullshit. You enabling these women to come on and treat their own men like trash. You enabling through your platforms to allow these women to use the phone and sit there and talk about and degrade men that look just like you, all for the course of gathering $1. I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker don't donate $1 to me. I don't want you here if you don't care what I'm talking about. I don't care. Because the same way I got 10.5K of you here, I can go to another website, get 10.5K. You know why? Because I know what I'm saying is valid to a lot of people. I don't have to worry about that. But you do. You do. It's your bread and butter. And I can see right through you. So Zoe, like I say, ain't no beef. I ain't mad at you. I love you to death. I really, 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 really do. But I know how you I seen by example how you turn up, so I had to say it how I said it. That's how we talk here. I don't mean literally, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But your big ass run up on me, Bob. You know, but listen, that's another story. I won't do that with Zoe because I like Zoe. And hopefully one day me and Zoe can sit down and we can talk and have a conversation about this. And you're pandering towards bitches, but I gotta say it. And there's a whole bunch of these other fake motherfuckers that get on here that play that whole, oh, I care about the sisters and the sisters this and the sisters. I got a chick that I talk to almost every night, every other night, because Annette know I don't like being on the phone on it. She's over here right now, right? Me and Annette may not agree on everything all the time, but I ain't never had an argument with Annette. Annette ain't never raised up her voice on me. Annette ain't never try to downtry on me or make fun of me or ring around me. Look, she laughed because she don't tell the truth. She ain't never did none of that with me. You understand what I'm saying? And she ain't that old. You know what I mean? And she's a good looking woman. So if any of y'all fellas in here, y'all single, holler at me first. I got a filthy first. I go see you over there, Chi-Town, anything. Y'all motherfuckers might be some boogers or something. But point I'm getting at, this is a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, a pretty black woman. The woman that I had my kid by was a dark-skinned Haitian black woman. You understand what I'm saying? So I know the difference. And what I'm telling you is, you got a lot of men out here that's on TikTok and these other ones that are came into you ladies. Oh, I care about the sisters. Da, 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 da. They doing all that shit so they get your fucking pocket. Okay? And then the women that's doing the opposite and they pandering towards the men, they doing the hustle so they can get in the men's pocket. So what they got doing is just piggyback it over each other and hustle at each other. Nobody won't say anything about it. Nobody wants to say anything about it. Then there's this middle ground where motherfuckers that just truly believe in their heart, like a Zoe and a couple other people. I'm not dissing Zoe, so when you run back and tell Zoe, yo, Zoe, guess what he said? Like the bitches that most of the eye, you understand what I'm saying? And please don't get me mistaken. Please don't get me mistaken. I literally went to jail for shit like this. Like literally, I just showed it up here. Y'all, if y'all know me, y'all just see me show it twice. That shit is 3 pages long. I ain't fucking around. You fucking around. I ain't fucking around. Now listen, I'm just saying, a lot of these guys that are out here that are pandering to these women, you're weak. And this is not either you're weak, either you're in the wrong time period, or either you are so backwards and thinking that things are going to revert back to the past where you were young and the way things used to be, that you completely fooled yourself at this point, gentlemen, ladies as well. Oh, don't you remember back in the day when it used to be like this? Well, this ain't back in the day, homie. This is 2022, headed into 23. We ain't thinking like that. We ain't moving like that. You got to acquiesce yourself as society moves, sir. And if you're just sitting there and you're pinpointed on one point in time when everybody was happy and held in hands and talking about fight the power, you know what I mean? We got to fight the power. Y'all ain't fought the power in over 20 motherfucking years. The fuck out of here, man. These Million Man marches and all this bullshit. That's why I talked that shit about the Nation of Islam the other day. Because it was true. Y'all motherfuckers ain't been in the street in over a decade. Matter of fact, y'all live, and I'm not talking, I'm excluding Minister Farrakhan, almost Heidi, lightly. I'm excluding Louis Farrakhan. I'm talking about the Nation of Islam as itself. See, I remember a time when the Nation of Islam used to be walking through 125th Street in the troops. I remember a time when the Nation of Islam, you could see them visibly in Chicago, when Mr. Farrakhan has a mansion on the west side. I remember when you could see them in Florida and all that stuff or whatever. They'd be moving through the streets. They wasn't like these other new groups that they have out now that just stand on the corner and preach. Read, brother, read. And I ain't knocking y'all either, but that shit ain't changing shit. You understand what I'm saying? Read, brother, read. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck is that changing? Nobody gives a fuck about that. The tribes of Judah and all that shit, the realistic twin life. And yeah, that's great to have the knowledge of. I was into that shit at one time, but at the end of the day, it doesn't help you get through life. It's not going to pay your bills. It's not going to change any laws. It's not going to advocate anything. None of that shit. So all y'all keep going to these people, giving them money for paying for pay. Y'all fucking idiots. All right, it's about time somebody told you. If you think that a YouTuber that doesn't have any type of reach, at least me, I got reach to people. You understand what I'm saying? These YouTubers, they don't even have any reach to anybody in Congress, anything. The only YouTuber I can even say that does has a reach like that, constantly does things, is Rissa Islam and the Nation of Islam. That's the next Farrakhan, if you want to ask me. That's the next Farrakhan. It's already been chosen. So, and some of y'all gonna get that, some of y'all ain't. I don't give a shit. But it's important because I don't care. Nobody funds this channel. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a plus thing for me. Because being the fact that all unilaterally, there has been so much effort. I have never seen so much. If y'all would take the same effort that y'all took in telling people don't donate to me for whatever reason you don't like to be, more so because I don't speak in the same unilateral line as everybody else. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not a follower. You want to be a follower? You go some other fucking channel. This is not the follower channel. And that doesn't mean you have to take everything I say for verbatim either, because that would be evicting my own shit on you. I'm not a follower. I've never been a follower. You understand what I'm saying? And when I was a follower, in any degree or any conception of it, it was monetarily. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all not even doing it monetarily. Y'all doing it because y'all just think it's the right thing to do. And it eludes me. Like, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. So, in and of, I just want to say this because I'm really highly pissed about that because I can't understand. Even when I try to respect these women, they still disrespect them because they feel some of these black women feel like, and Latin women feel like they're at the same acclaim or same tier as a white man in society nowadays. And I beat all three asses if I got to get through the door. I don't get my shit off fronting on black people and Spanish people. I never have. I'd have never been the guy that walks around and say, "Oh, you're Latin, I'm better than you," or "You're black, I'm better than you." No, I got my shit off competing with the white boys. That's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got Abercrombie and Fitch? Fuck that. I got something better. You know what I mean? You got this on. All right, I got Hollister. You got this on. I'm talking about this is me growing up. You know what I mean? Like anybody that knows me and you see me, especially if you have NL, Niantic, Stanford here, Greenwich, you know I'm telling the truth. I used to get off or compete with white dudes. I've cussed white dudes out in front of everybody, in front of other white people. You know what I'm saying? Called them down, talked them down, or whatever. This is track record of me. The only track record most of y'all have here online is talking down and degrading your own. And then you want to pay people to do it. Last night, DJ Khaled threw out a song called God Did. I threw up a clip of it, told everybody go check it out or whatever, whatever. Next day, here come everybody. Lord, make an interpretation of this. Da, 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 da. I'm like, come on, man. Make an interpretation of fucking Harvey Weinstein now getting an appeal. Did y'all know about that? No, because y'all too busy wondering what's going on with y'all thug. Yes, you heard me correct. Harvey Weinstein, Harvey raping Weinstein, got an appeal. But R. Kelly's on trial. Y'all ain't asking no questions about this. Listen, you know the difference between R. Kelly and this guy? They actually have video. Now I'm taking away the videos that R. Kelly has or whatever he did or whatever. He was acquitted for that, okay? The difference between R. Kelly, and I'm not defending R. Kelly, I'm not defending R. Kelly's music, but the difference between him and Harvey Weinstein is they actually had videotapes you can still find here on YouTube of Harvey Weinstein attempting to rape women. And he just, what a fucking appeal. And none of y'all, this is the largest movie house the Weinstein brothers is. Quentin Tarantino movies, your favorite movies, whatever. It all came through the Weinsteins, yeah? And nobody sitting here asking the question, how the fuck did Harvey Weinstein? That is not even a topic of discussion. No, black women and Latin women want to focus their attention on who's getting fucked up. I saw some other guy, he's a fucking cornball too. I forgot what his name is. He gonna like the post I wrote. I wrote right on this post. I said he wanted to talk about Young Thug. Is Young Thug going broke? That's what he wrote. Was, is Young Thug going broke? Why the fuck you worried about it? And then I wrote in there, how much are you worth? And he gonna hit a like and then hit a, this is bitch raised boys. These are men that are raised by women. And now they up here online. There's this other little black dude that y'all seen this viral video of, and he keeps shrugging the woman off of or whatever. He works at Access Overload or Access and Forum Overload, whatever the fuck that place is. Little bullshit ass shit that came up Entertainment Tonight. You a carbon copy, Entertainment Tonight. Kim Whitley, I see you over there. Shout out to you. But that man is gay. That man is gay. Okay, that's why he was shrugging away the woman and moving closer to the man. And all y'all were like, "Oh, you see how he did that white woman? The dude's gay." But see how y'all interpret things when it comes to a man? Like y'all interpret things like, "Oh, you see how he was moving away from that white?" Y'all thought he was moving away from the woman because she was white. He was moving away from the woman because he was like, "Bitch, leave me alone. Don't you see this motherfucking fish over here? Leave me alone." Yo, shit, I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, all that said, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here. I'm gonna get the fuck up off of here because no matter what I say to y'all, y'all get it 5, 10 years from now. Or they be like, "Oh, I don't see what he was saying." Duh. You know what I mean? Too late now. Duh. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is the word? The use in it. Only thing I want to say is this, right? Y'all keep pandering to these women over and over and over again online, and you see how where it's gonna get you. You're going to end up in a hole and you're going to end up in a position where you can't return back from. Some of these women are out to destroy you. Not all of them. Not all of them. But there's a high portion of these women out here that are out to destroy you. And if you don't see the stories that are up, if you don't see the dialogues that they have on their channel, if you don't see the amount of money they're taking in for pandering the way that they're pandering to a certain group of women, then in my opinion, even if you're educated or whatever, you're the weakest of the individuals whatsoever themselves. Because anybody that had any grasp of society, any grasp of culture, any grasp of socialism, and when I mean socialism, I don't mean the decor socialism like you're giving money out. I'm talking about socialist society as its whole and a dynamic of an actual functioning culture, monetarily, infrastructure wise, etc., etc. If you had any fucking idea what your behavior is leading to, it's leading to the destruction of it. The first step of it was when you started having all these side babies when you were 12, 13, and in some cases, if you go down to Texas and shit, 10 and 11 years old. And now you're out here telling, man, ain't you supposed to be a granddaddy at 35? I'm like, who the fuck? Now go with a white culture and tell a white man, you're supposed to be a granddaddy at 45 and see how they look at you. Any white man a tear, any black man a tear, any Latin man a tear will tell you the same thing. I'm supposed to be a granddaddy at 40, 45. I'm supposed to be a granddaddy at 35, a granddaddy. That means I had to have my kid at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. And now they have a kid at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. That's the part you leave it out. You bitches is failures. If your daughter had a kid at fucking 12, 13, 14 years old, and you had a kid at 12, 13, 14 years old, bitch, you a loser. You're a loser. And I don't care what nobody says. You're a loser. I don't care where you work at. I don't care if you went back to school or whatever. You're a terrible example for a young girl. Terrible example. Now I'm in at this, right? Fellas, you got to watch something that's coming. And I'm telling you, and tell your favorite male bloggers this. There's a new momentum that is going out right now. And it's happened to me. You've seen it happen to Andrew Tate. You've seen it happen to others, where these women are collectively, these toxic brand of women are collectively getting together and they are telling people, do not donate to this person. Do not, in general, donate to men. But at the same time, they say, I want to see the men rise. I want them to meet me up to my tier. I want them to meet me up to my peak. But you can't say anything about me. You can't judge me, but I can say whatever I want to about you. And I can call you niggers and fucking has-beens and dusties. And I can call you all these little words. I can advocate for them fucking aborting male babies and shit. Like, there's literally somebody that's online that I don't understand why she hasn't been removed from YouTube. But my video of Travis Scott can get me flagged and get a copyright strike. It's just amazing, right? There's a woman online right now, many men know who I'm talking about, that consistently gets online and talks about how you should abort black male babies. I am also in believement that this same woman or people that are from her tribe come over to my page and daily, including another man who I'm starting to question whether you're homosexual or something. I'm really starting to question if you're homosexual. Dude, I know who it is. Look at me. I know who you are. Okay? You're not even consistent as far as like, at least you give yourself away. Let me just say that. Anyway, these men and women that are out here doing this shit, they're telling men and women, and they're trying to put men in a position where if you don't advocate for toxic feminists, if you don't advocate for toxic behavior, they're telling women and they're telling men don't donate to you, that fit in that fold, that go opposite of that. Do you not understand that? That's why you see a lot of your cash apps, if you've not been paying attention, have you noticed that they slowed up? Just do the comparison from 2 months ago to now. That's short. Because I know I saw the difference or whatever. I know I saw the difference. I know I saw the difference. I went from people donating to me, I went from hundreds of thousands of views to going down to a couple thousand now. And I got to wait and ride this whole copyright strike out. And in between that, I've had other people try to copyright strike because they just heard me mention it. Do you know how mentally unfucking stable you got to be to do something like that day after day after day? But yet and still, you will see these men that will come on nightly with shows, and what they'll do is they'll pander to women to get money. And you're a sucker for that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you're a sucker personally, but that's sucker behavior. If you're a man that's coming on another man's channel, you're trying to stop another man from getting money by flagging his shit or leaving little loose comments, you're a sucker too. You understand what I'm saying? And it honestly and truthfully, I have to ask, do you want to get over there with the girls and wear a pair of panties, or are you over here with us? Make some decisions, fella. You know, it's just fucking ridiculous how everything is going on here on social media, and it's turned into a big smorgasbord of the fighting between genders when neither one of you got shit. How do I know? Because I come from multi-millionaires. That's why I worked for multi-millionaires literally for 17 years. Pump is almost a billionaire now. I know money when I see it. You ain't never been around a Bugatti. You ain't. I was around Bugattis before the motherfuckers even dropped it. Everybody started talking about it. I knew it was in Miami at Fountain Blue, and that was the first time I seen one. That was 7 years ago. You understand what I mean? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is this. I'm not saying it's all our war on the women. But when you hear a toxic woman talking, it is your individual motherfucking attentive moment to pay attention to that shit and check that shit. There was a time your granddaddy wouldn't have let that shit go through. Look at your granddaddy and say to yourself as a man, what would my granddaddy have said to her? There was a time in this country in the 1920s, and you could watch movies with James Cagney, a couple other people, whatever. Chicks say some funny shit. This is what you would hear. You don't believe me? Go look up any movie with James Cagney. And socially, that was acceptable. Chick would say something, I don't care. I don't want to do that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's a thing to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's a thing to do, but I'm giving you a temperament of how the country used to be. The term wife beater, okay? The term wife beater with a tank top on. You know where that comes from? That comes from the Italian guys who slap the shit out of their wives when they get loud with them. You motherfuckers have been raised so much by women that you literally coddle to women's voices. And that's what the assumption a lot of these women get. I get a lot of women that approach me like they a dude. And I'm like, do you realize what you about to get yourself into, young lady? Like I had one chick one time. That's not the first time that happened to me at the store. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back to the beginning of the video. You'll understand why I'm having this diatribe right now. I've had other women come up to me and do shit like that. And I'm like, sweetheart, do you not realize you're 5'6" and I'm 6'2"? I could pick you up in the air with one palm if I wanted to. And what they make the mistake is they make the mistake because I'm small, but I'm wide. You understand? You don't realize that until I get right up on you. And you see the force that come with it. I done took down so many people like that. I'm talking about guys. I literally, you know what I'm saying? They don't even see it coming. My homeboy, if he was on here, he'd tell you true. He see me in action. I had to crack this motherfucker with a bottle. He kept on coming. I said, yo, stop coming towards me, bro. This was a man. I said, stop coming towards me. He kept on. I had to dip out. I had to hop on the train, leave, come back home, you know. Things happen. I don't go out looking for problems, so I don't think you should either. But what I'm saying to you is there are a lot of women out there that are ultra violent. Okay, they are killing men, and I'm gonna start putting up more of these cases of more of these things. They're not only killing men, but they're killing their children. This is something that's been going on for 6, 7, 8 years now. With these women, they get disgruntled with the husband or the boyfriend or whatever, and they kill the kids. There was just a woman that just did this recently, and she did it next door to a church, and the church was the people that was providing the housing for her. So she killed not only her children in the church. She only killed one child. The boy survived. The little girl died. She slit the neck, but she also went on Facebook Live, but she did it. And I see a couple of you dip it up out of here now. Oh, we'll hear about that. You don't want to hear about your reality. You want to paint everything as it's a perfect picture. You're living, you're pretending. And you can only pretend for so long. You can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Better go back to Bob Marley. Can't fool everybody all the time. Pretty sooner or later, what's going to happen is going to be this big wave that comes down out of the ocean, and it's going to crush all this fakeness, all this acting, all this taking of money from people for false purposes and ignoring the people that really should go to or whatever. You as a people are in one of the worst times in your fucking life, and you're pretending like you're in one of the best times of your life. How the fuck are you in one of the best times of your life when it's inflation going on, when gas was just $7 and 25 cents just a week ago, when we're coming out of a pandemic and you're the best time of your life? How? Because you found a way to hustle people online instead of actually dividing them something. That's why I don't have subjects here. That's why I don't have niches here. That's why I don't do particularly relationship advice. I don't do particularly hip hop music. I don't do any of that shit. You know, I didn't do any of that shit. I learned that from watching the makeup of Revolt TV, and I also watched that from the makeup of listening to Dia Sims in person explain. Shout out to Sean Press. Dia Sims in person explain this, that, y'all would never have that motherfucking opportunity in most cases. Yes, the woman that co-created Revolt TV, I got to sit in a room with this woman for almost 2 hours and listen to every edge that I needed. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Even for the network Revolt TV itself, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't believe me? Ask Dia Sims. Point I'm getting at, and that's a black woman, by the way. She's, because I know a lot of y'all are racist too. That's another thing I want to get into before I get off of here. So let me get 5 minutes on that. The other thing I've seen from a lot of these female bloggers is you want to talk white, you want to drive Italian. No, let me say it right. You want to talk Eastern European. You want to drive Italian. You want to dress German. You want to dress. You want to dress Italian. You want to drive German. You want to and emphatically walk Australian. You know what I mean? I don't know. You get the point of what I'm getting at. Everything that makes your makeup is everything but yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Even down to your hair. Everything is a makeup of everything but yourself. You don't believe me? When was the last time you saw a badass chick with a fucking afro? Go ahead. Somebody write in. And so the last chick I saw with an afro, and y'all wrote her off, was a Mari Negra for the Dominican Republic. She was a Latin singer. Remember her? Mari Negra. She had some of the best music, in my opinion. She just needed some better producers. I think she still got a chance. She's got a baby right now, but she still releases music or whatever. The black community wouldn't accept her. The Latin community really wouldn't accept her. It was at even one point, black women were saying, "Oh, she spray tanned her skin." And I'm like, how the fuck do you spray tan your skin and you're already black? And this was from women who had never been nowhere, lived in Nebraska or one of the rural areas of the United States, so they had never been around anybody else except for black and white people. And they sit there trying to tell you what somebody in the Caribbean looks like. I know a million girls that look like Mari Negra. I used to date a Dominican girl that used to wear an afro sometimes, so I know what I'm talking about, okay? I used to date a Cuban woman that wore an afro. You understand? It's so much a distinct of how close that people in the United States, they want to go towards what they perceive as European hairstyle, European style dressing, European style of driving, European style or whatever, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But what you'll find in countries like my father's Cuba, what you'll find in countries like the Dominican Republic, what you'll find in Honduras, Panama, esto sabe más la toda la gente latino, what you will find is a lot of these people take pride in their blackness. The opposite of what a lot of y'all are saying. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, the racisms are there and everything like that. This they are in the United States, but not at the apex of where people deny who they are inside, like they do here in the United States. And I see a lot of, especially online. You at one token sit back and talk about Africa, 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 black, 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 black. I'm talking about the women. You will talk about Africa, Africa, black, 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 Africa, Africa, black, 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 right? I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman. As a black woman, blah, 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 all that shit, right? And then as soon as you get the opportunity to talk, it comes out like this. Well, emphatically what I think is, and yeah, sure, great, yeah, and you start doing all this shit. And I'd be like, chicks in Africa don't talk like that. Broad, you know what I mean? Like you don't see through it. And it's like, at this point, I've got to ask African Americans, like African American women specifically, how keen is your intelligence? I mean, is it being exaggerated? I think it is. Because you would see at some point or another, if you grab all the tenements of another culture more so than your own culture or whatever, whatever, you hate yourself. You hate yourself. You don't like how you look, so you change your hair. You don't like the way your eyebrows grow thin, so you put on fake ones that look like a fucking butterfly. You don't like the traditional garb. If you feel that way, I need to see one of you women in an African dress. I remember a time when women was walking around like that. I'm just old enough to remember that. The late mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, women were walking around like that. That's just the hair wraps. Most chicks who wear hair wraps, I don't trust them. Now in 2022, if you see a chick to wear a head wrap or wear one of them joints like that, raise your eyebrow at that bitch real quick. Because 9 times out of 10, she got some bullshit behind her. I guarantee you. It has been the fucking cloak of many women that used to be ex-thoughts that wear that little wrap around their head and act like they proud or whatever, whatever. Those are ex-thoughts. Don't make no mistake about it either. Most of them women wearing them hair wraps and those African gears, those are ex-thoughts. See, one of them just jumped up off it because she knew what I was talking about. You understand? I like that. I like when motherfuckers leave. You want to leave, leave. It don't matter. I'm not gonna stop talking the way I talk. And guys, if you like to donate to anything that I'm saying, bye. If you like to donate to anything that I'm saying, it's $ STRINGERBELL80. So there's gonna be a couple of people that come here as spectators and they want to take what I say and then they'll run with it over to their channel. They tell everybody on their channel, this guy said this, don't donate to him. He said against the sisterhood. Fuck you bitches. You understand what I'm saying? If you against what I'm saying right now, and punk ass niggas too, if you against what I'm saying right now, then you are impeding your doom. And it is my responsibility and my gratitude to tell you what needs to be said. It's my gratitude to tell you what needs to be said. And I can sit on here for a week. I throw up more uploads, though half of these channels do as much work as I do. And I gotta sit here and beg for a motherfucker to donate to my Cash App or whatever. Then have a motherfucker to do less work than me go on their channel that does one show a week, 2 uploads every 3-4 days. You don't think I peep it? I watch all of y'all. I can say what I want to about Kwame Brown. At least Kwame Brown is consistent with his uploads. It's certain people that I take out of that. Like I take Corey Holcomb out of that equation. He travels, he works. I take a couple other people that are in the industry or some people that have jobs or whatever, whatever outside of that or whatever the case may be. I take them into consideration. I say, okay, I see you could only do one show, but there's other ones, the majority of them, they'll do one show, do 2 uploads every 3-4 days. You go to my page every day, 3 to 4 uploads, whether you like them, you hate them, or whatever. The views show that got some significance to them. The likes show that got some significance to them. And I have to compete with not only people that have less followers than me, less views than me, do less uploads than me, but get more money than me. Make sense of that. That's a conspiring definition of what you call the culture nowadays. You attack your own, but you're scared to go out there Tucker Carlson. You're scared to go out there Trump. You're scared to go out there Biden. You motherfuckers that sit here and talk about revolution, most of you are cowards. You're cowards. It's like Nas said, when they start the revolution, all they probably do is squeal, but chill, catch you on the next VI. Most of you are cowards. And you don't want to admit that you're cowards. And you talk to somebody that's been through it. Oh, I've been through it all. Y'all think I was so spoiled brat from the suburbs or something like that. Son. Trust me. I'm going to get on and do a whole different live about that. So y'all understand that. Because some of the people, they already seen it, already did it. But I got to do it. I got to do it again from the new followers. So you understand. Ain't no games here. Ain't no pretending here. Ain't no fakey. $STRINGERBELL80. Most of these guys ain't gonna say it the way I say it. This is why I didn't sign up with AdSense. You can say what you want to say. I don't depend on AdSense, and I can't depend on the people either. So we got a new method what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? To get this off of YouTube and move it to somewhere else where we can get people that support what I'm saying financially or whatever, instead of funding people that say they've been opening a school for 10 years, or funding people to make up a lie, say they're opening up a museum, or funding people that talk down about men day after day after day as a diatribe for the whole channel, or women that or men that sit down and talk day after day after day about men that look just like them, and then one later on in the afternoon go around men that look just like them and be like, yo, I'm the shit, you're not. It's a damn shame, man. That's all I got to say. Sometimes it's good to just end things where they are. So that's what I'm going to do. Guys, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. If anything, if you could do that, get it funneled out to people that will donate, will support this channel, whatever. I know a lot of y'all were offended by what I said. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, those that were offended, fuck you and everybody living in your house. For those that wasn't offended and understood what I was saying, shout out to y'all for sitting here listening to me, and make sure you make a contribution to the channel, $STRINGERBELL80. You can find that link in the description box. It'll also be in a pinned comment. This is how I make my money. This is how I do my diatribe or whatever, so I don't have to partner with AdSense, which I've shown people on here. They've sent me the link. They sent me the number to enter people that partner with AdSense, to what I'm talking about, and I never did it because I said I would stick on my channel and be able to talk the way I want to talk. You can't be offended by the truth. That's what it is, isn't that? Always be yourself, because I don't get too fussed when nobody thinks. Listen up, Devin really got reality facts. Thank you. I heard that mess. He will be out of here soon. Miss Tip, all y'all. Miss Tip been with me for a long time, man. Miss Tip was like, when I started going live, Miss Tip was probably like the third or fourth person. Miss Tip used to be in here. This is what I'm talking about. So my female viewers, they know what I'm talking about. Miss Tip used to be in here, and literally she used to just keep on writing my Cash App, $STR. And that, matter of fact, before I get off here, could you write that in the what's the name? Because I still haven't figured out how to write in the chat room yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. There's a way you can write in the chat room or whatever, and I just can't do it yet. But that, if you could write that in the chat room for me, please. But honestly and truthfully, like, that girl has been here with me since the beginning. She used to write my Cash App in the chat room, all that, whatever. But it's something about me that I guess it's the reality of how I use it. And if you rewind this, you'll hear what I'm saying. That a lot of people, African American people, don't like me. Another thing a lot of African people don't like about me is I'm half Latino, and I don't hide it. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people that y'all listen to, and kind of a lot of people that y'all follow, including Dr. Sebi. A lot of people don't know Dr. Sebi. Y'all thought so highly about him. That man's Latino. He's from Honduras. Huh? Didn't know, did you? A lot of other people that you listen to are Afro-Latino, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever. I don't call myself Afro-Latino. I think that shit's corny. I'm black. You know what I mean? But a lot of the people that you listen to and you admire are Latinos, believe it or not. You know what I mean? You just think because they have some of the same features as you or whatever. But if you really take a deep dive and look, our features are different a little bit. You could tell the difference, and that's not an insult to any of you, but we're still black. You understand what I'm saying? So if that's your derivative of not donating to somebody because they're half and half or whatever the case may be, then you're a racist fucker. And anything or any conversation you got to come up with about racism being impeded to you should automatically be ignored, because you're a racist yourself. You understand? So in particular, men, I would appreciate if you would donate to this channel, $STRINGERBELL80. The link is in the description box and also be in the pinned comment, and I will talk to you guys later. I even got a little surprise for y'all. You know, even though I don't get no support on here, I try to funnel my channel because I just keep on getting new and new subscribers. And as you get new and new subscribers, go be that one subscriber, go be like, yo, you know what? Give the kid $1,000. I see what he's trying to do. Let me get the kid $2,000. Let me see how he's trying to do. And if you don't believe that, I've had people donate $150, $1,000. I have one person in here right now that donated $1,000 to me before. So don't act like I'm just dreaming out of the edge or whatever the case may be. But all these real so-called men or whatever, you won't even donate to other men that look like you. You're weak if you're like that. And to the women, if you sit here online every day after day after day just talking down about your own men, then you're some of the weakest women ever. And you don't deserve a husband. You don't deserve kids. You don't even deserve a puppy or those cats you're going to end up eventually alone in the house living with. I holla.